This is the video for Module 1, Lesson 18, practicing adding and subtracting decimals. When we add and subtract decimals, we need to make sure that we line up our decimals using the decimal to guide us to lining up our place values. We're really lining our place value up, and we use our decimal to guide us. So for question 1, since it's a whole number, you might wonder, where is there a decimal to line up? And I have to remember that there is always a decimal at the end of a whole number at the end of the ones place. So I'm going to line it up. I'm going to make sure that I pay attention to the fact that this is subtraction. That's the operation that I'm using. And then I also need to fill in zeros when I'm subtracting, and I can't just drop numbers down. So now I can start borrowing and I can subtract. I bring my decimal down when I get to that part of the number. I don't wait until the end, otherwise I might forget to put the decimal in. And that is question 1. The next one, I notice I pay attention, it is addition. It's very important to pay attention to the operation. And I'm going to line up my numbers. I'm going to line them up by using my decimal as a guide so that I line up my place value. And I'm going to fill in zeros where there is no digit. Bring that decimal right down. And now I have my answer. Next, I look again. The operation once again is subtraction. So I'm going to subtract. I'm going to line up my numbers using my decimal as a guide to my place values. I notice that there's some empty place values, so I'm going to fill my zeros in so I don't make a silly mistake of just dropping a digit down. And then I move on to number 4. Once again, I'm going to line up my decimals and my place value. Going to fill in a 0. Bring that decimal down. And I have my answer. I'm going to do 2 more. I'm going to take 65 and 400ths, and I've noticed that it's subtraction, and I'm going to subtract 50 and 414 thousandths. And then I notice what I should do is fill in a 0 so that I can subtract. I should have brought my decimal down so I don't forget it. And I have my answer of 14 and 626 thousandths. Now my last question is addition. I have to remember there is a decimal back there even though I don't see it because it's after the ones place. And just like before, I'm going to put some zeros in there. Put my decimal in and add. And that is how I add and subtract decimals.